Friendly announcement that I am doing a Q&A on my channel next week or the week after, so if you have any questions for me, just leave them down below in the comment section and they will go in my video. Hey there lovely people, my name is Em Lucille and today I'm doing a Dumb Things I Did as a Child Part 2. This will probably be the last installment of this little mini-series because I only did so many interesting things as a kid. So without further ado, let's get started. Now this first one goes way back to when I was a little teeny tiny tot. So I had a really bad rash on my ass. That sounds like a song. Maybe my new single. I got a rash on my ass. No? Okay. Moving along. Anyway. So my mom had put me on this little blanket on the floor, naked, so that I could air myself out. This sounds bad. And then she went out of the room to do something. I think we had guests over or she was preoccupied, but nevertheless, I was left alone. And while she was out of the room, I needed to go potty, but I wasn't wearing a diaper, and I didn't have anywhere else to go, so I shat all over the blanket. And then, you know, I kind of just sat there in my poop. But then my rash started irritating me, and you know, maybe it's just because like babies roll naturally, or maybe it's because I like wanted to scratch it and it was bugging me. But either way, I began to roll around the blanket in my own crap. And then my mom came back into the room and I was just sitting there, covered in my own feces, having a good old time. It was a good look. Needless to say, I think that it was in that moment that my mom realized that she was raising a very special snowflake. So this next one was, right, I'm not even gonna lie, I can't exactly remember. I think I was 7 years old. I actually had a lazy eye when I was younger, which is like when one of your eyes are normal, you can look around and it's fine, but then your other eye will kind of not follow with the same eye, so it will kind of just drift off. So you might be looking here and then your other eye will like be looking in the opposite direction or something. So I had to get surgery on my eye to fix this. Wait, correction, actually I had to get surgeries. I actually had to get the surgery done twice because they messed up and it went wrong the first time. I remember they were putting this sleepy gas mask on my face and I was trying to fight it, like stay awake. Obviously it didn't work. So my mom had come with me during the surgery, so I don't remember any of this at all. This is all coming from her. But apparently around halfway through the surgery, I started to like wake up a little bit. And once I started to wake up a little bit, I started screaming at the top of my lungs. And it was bad. It was bad things. I was screaming bad things. I was screaming the worst profanities. Profanities I didn't even know existed at the time. Honestly, how was I saying them? But literally I flipped out and I was screaming like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, you bitch! And little child me was just screaming at all the people, cursing them, and saying really bad and nasty things that I wouldn't even want to say to anybody today. And my mom was just sitting there like, when did you even learn these words? Like, who taught you? How did you, where are these coming from? And needless to say, the people operating on me got really freaked out, so they gave me more happy gas and knocked me out. And this last one was when I was in the 1st grade and I made my first ever enemy and got my first ever detention. So there was this little girl in my class called Maddie. Yes, that was her actual name. I remember it because it's relevant to the story. Now Maddie here would go to the library every day at lunch and play with her My Little Ponies. And one thing you should know about me was that I loved My Little Ponies. And poor little Maddie here used to go to the library alone. She didn't have any friends or anyone who wanted to play with her, anyone to play with. So she would sit there at a little table in the corner of the library and play ponies all by herself. And because I am a kind and role model worthy person, that's a funny joke. I went over to her and I asked her if she would like to play ponies with me, if she'd like to have someone to sit with. And that little bitch, I mean little girl, looked at me and told me no. She then went on to tell me why it was specifically me she didn't want to play with, all the reasons she hated me, and the fact that she was disgusted by me as a person. And this is when good old savage Emma was triggered, and I just looked right at her and came up with the best insult ever. Are you ready? I go, "Oh, I guess I know why they call you Maddie. It's probably because you're always so mad." You wish you had comebacks as good as mine. And then Maddie promptly burst into tears, ran over to her teacher, told on me whilst conveniently forgetting to mention the part where she was a little hoe, and then I got my first ever detention and my first ever enemy. But yeah, this concludes my childhood stories. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did watch to the end and you liked it, then be sure to like it because it would mean a lot to me. And also be sure to subscribe down below to join our wonderful little family. And I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye!